Best wishes to you, my friend.
Davis, I heard you're retiring.
I want to say congrats to Davis.
We're here for the one and only Davis Nolan, who came to News 2 in 1981.
I'm going to miss hearing you say that we got rotation in Bon Aqua and the feels like temperature.
You've always been a person that we could depend on.
Want to congratulate you on that beautiful career there at Channel 2.
Congratulations, happy retirement.
Davis, I want to be one of the many voices saying you've just been a part of our family.
I will miss what you bring to Middle Tennessee.
And I hope a fishing hole and some great music is in your near future.
You've been the steady hand through every storm, the voice we've trusted when the skies turn gray.
Davis, thank you for keeping us safe.
You're one of the greats, Davis, and I mean that sincerely.
Congratulations on 44 years of service to Channel 2.
Now I think you should take a load off and go fish.
I just wanted to wish you a happy retirement filled with joy.
Congratulations on your retirement.
Have a great retirement.
Enjoy life, my dear friend. The best is yet to come.
Here's the live picture of the weather radar.
With a hint of Cajun in his voice from his Louisiana roots, Davis Nolan began his career at Channel 2.
This is WNGE TV2 Nashville.
Then WNGE in 1981 as a young meteorologist.
Davis Nolan with the weather.
He quickly put down roots, enjoyed all Tennessee has to offer.
Davis has your first forecast.
Well, and right now we see a few high clouds outside.
Especially the music scene. Davis is quite the guitar slinger himself, and the state's gorgeous lakes.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Davis loves to drop a line in the water, but his passion was always forecasting the weather.
And the big question, Davis, will it rain?
He saw it as his responsibility to present the most accurate forecast possible.
Again, Nashville, you have a tornado warning, but it'll probably you'll be clear of the storms here in another 10 minutes.
Especially during severe weather, tornadoes, floods, where seconds count, and a weather warning can be the difference between life and death.
Davis Nolan.
Severe weather can strike at any time of the year.
There is no doubt Davis's grit in reliably forecasting severe weather saved lives.
I'm on McBroom Chapel Road, one of the hardest hit areas in Putnam County.
Now, 4 decades later, Davis leaves us as a veteran meteorologist who never lost that passion for his craft.
For us adults, the snow's no fun, but for kids on a snow day, it doesn't get any better than this.
Tonight, we honor his commitment to Nashville, to Tennessee, to his viewers, to his craft, by saying, thank you, Davis. And good evening, everyone, and welcome. I just hope you enjoy this as much as we do, Davis. The special night here at News 2. As we say, thank you, Davis. Look at all our friends here, former co-workers. Davis has chosen to hang up his rain gauge tonight, and we get to tell him how much he has meant to all of us here for so many years, especially this great city. So you ready for this?
I think so.
Okay. You could have retired a few years ago if you wanted to. You could stay on and work for a few more years. So what was it that gave you the signal, this is the time to step back?
Oh, we have a lot of family things that we need to take care of. You know, you always hear that thing, oh, I'm leaving because I need to, you know, well, this is the truth, okay? You know, that's always but this is the truth because, you know, I need to be able to travel and help with my mother-in-law in Japan, my brother in Pensacola, and of course, everywhere I go, I do a little fishing while I'm there. But, you know, a lot of family things to do. And then I looked at it, I was like, you're 71 years old, how long are you gonna keep on doing this? And so it all just added up, and God said it's time to do it.
You know, we both get recognized every now and then when we're doing this a little bit. When people come up to me, honestly, the very first question they ask me is, how is Davis Nolan? Davis Nolan is weather to them. You are their friend. That's pretty special.
Well, it certainly is. You know, to go for all these years, you know, and to have people come up and say, you know, I love it when you tell me exactly what it's going to do. They like a calming voice. They want, you know, so it's nice to be appreciated. And to be appreciated here right now, we have about 50 people here in the studio here. You know, some faces I haven't seen 20, 30 years, you know, and for them to all come here just to see me, I really do so much appreciate it.
You know, you've been so much of a part of so many fun events, the old Second Harvest Food Bank Reverse Parade, the Christmas Parade, the State Fair, all kinds. You've been part of some tragic events too, with flooding and tornadoes, death events, and where seconds counted to save lives. Looking back on your career, and I know you think about all of these events, is there one that really stands out?
Well, it's hard to get one. The flood ended up, impacting more people. You know, the tornado warnings and the tornado deaths and all that, you know, the Macon County tornado killed more people than anybody that I've seen in my career. But the flood impacted more people than anybody. And Lisa over here guided us through all that, you know, and Danielle's taking over the reins as well now.
When you go out and talk to the folks in the community, they come up to you not wanting to necessarily know the forecast. They want to know Davis Nolan. What do you tell them about your family, your sweet family, and your off the scenes life, your behind the scenes life?
Yeah, well, they'll ask me about fishing a lot, you know, of course. And some people remember seeing me play in a band years ago and stuff like that. So I'll get asked about that a whole lot, you know. And then there's always this, is it really going to snow? You know, or is it really going to be severe weather next week? You know, that comes too.
We have a crowd here of folks that just appreciate the work you've done. The city of Nashville, the state of Tennessee feels the same way about you. They relied on you for so many years, and you can feel that love coming back to you. How does that make you feel as you end your career?
It's flattering, you know. I mean, like the Wilson County Fair the other day to be the Grand Marshal. Mayor Hutto's here himself right now. We went to the commission meeting the other night and got to speak to them, you know, and it's been, along with all the other things that have been going on, it's just really flattering to think that people really care about me that much, you know.
All right, tomorrow's going to be interesting. You would normally be going to work tomorrow.
That's a good question.
This is the first time tomorrow you don't have to come to News 2. What are you going to do tomorrow?
Well, my yard is a mess.
Mine is too. You want to come on?
Really? And I'll probably spend some time out there. But, you know, then I'm going to come in and relax. And I don't have to drive into here, you know. And so, you know, we're just going to relax a little bit after we get out and, you know, settle down, have some dinner, you know, and enjoy it.
Any special plans for, you know, the next few weeks as you know, finally do get to retire? Any special vacation plans to get away from the city, get away from it all for a little while?
First, I'm going to go visit my brother down in Pensacola. And that's going to include some fishing, by the way, because I'm going to help him out with his house. But also, there's speckled trout and redfish hanging around there waiting for me, and then a few offshore, you know, red snapper waiting for me down there as well.
The red snapper is the best. You know, we have so many folks here wanting to say hello to you. I want to start with the current news team. We've been together almost 10 years now. You, me, Davis, Haley, and of course Danielle. And they're here to present you with some fun things. Ladies, come join us. And here, what do you got to say from Mr.
This
Davis
is from the state of Tennessee, House of Representatives. Just going to read. There are a lot of elements in here about all of your accomplishments. That would take us the rest of the show to read all of them. But we'll choose just one really important one. Whereas Mr. Nolan recently became one of the broadcast meteorologists in the nation to earn the Certified Consulting Meteorologist CCM designation from the American Meteorological Society. There are currently only 239 active CCMs worldwide. So that is a big deal.
Well,
they also talk about in here all of your community commitment as well. That's also because we know you spend a lot of time out in the community, and we love to see you out at all the events and at schools. So congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. They're from the state of Tennessee.
All right, and this one, of course, is the mayor from the city of Nashville, giving you a nice proclamation as well for your 44 years of service and commitment to our city. So that is from our mayor, Freddie O'Connell.
Thank you so much.
And I just want to personally say thank you for opening your arms to me 9 years ago. You have been a friend. You've been steadfast. You care about the people. People don't know that. You care. And when we do severe weather coverage now, you finish my words. I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss our long nights together because you care about the people. And it's not just that. You light up the screens, Davis, when you're out live, when you're doing those fun spectaculars. You were just doing the acceleration yesterday, and you made me we're all losing it because you're funny.
It is fun to get out and you know, go from serious to go to have fun, you know.
Yes.
I do want to say, you know, the storm tracking thing is so important with tornadoes. And Lisa Patton, my good friend over here, my sister I never had, she began this, you know, and and it was huge because Lisa put us on the map. Okay, and then when you came along, it's like, okay, what's going to happen? And you were able to pick up the ball and keep rolling from your experience in Oklahoma, which helped. So we continued the storm tracking, you know, on, you know, without missing a beat. So between you and Lisa, you kept us going. And I love playing the John Madden part. You know,
that's
to do
a
the
good
color
way.
announcing. I love doing that.
You know your nickname is Uncle Davis.
Uncle
You've been
Davis.
such a mentor to some of the young folks and, you know, people that are just starting their careers. It's nice to be able to talk to folks who've been doing it a little while.
Yeah. It is. And what I love is running into, we had interns, Danielle, you brought
Yes.
how many interns this summer?
4.
4, and to talk to them and try to give them advice about not just weather and meteorology, but about the business, and what they need to do and don't do, that kind of thing.
Now, I wanted to give you this real quick, too, before I forget, because you are a fisherman, and Bill Dance gave this to me,
my goodness.
and he said to give this to someone that cared, and I waited till you retired to give you this hat. I've been holding this for a long time.
Well, I was going to say, Amanda might not want you to wear that.
Well, sorry about that. I didn't mean to cause family rifts.
Even though I'm a Vanderbilt fan, to get this from Bill Dance is great.
Bill Dance is the fishing dude.
Yes.
Man. He's the guy.
And it's not like I don't follow Tennessee. I listen to him on the radio. I listen, and now it's going to be Mike Keith. I'll be listening to my buddy Mike Keith on the radio.
Well, you're very beloved. It's rare to have someone who every comment you get online, in person, is just positive because everybody loves you. So.
Well, it's been flattering. That's all I can say.
We're not done yet, but after we do thank Davis, we're all going to chow down. We have a gathering happening a little bit later. News 2's Sam Cometti joins us now with a menu preview. Sam?
Well, that's right, Bob. It wouldn't be a proper retirement party without some delicious food. And we got a legit spread here, a literal buffet of Hattie B's chicken, which Davis specifically requested because he knows that everybody loves chicken, and he wanted to make sure that all the visitors here tonight to celebrate him could enjoy the food. That's the type of man that Davis is. And a fun fact, this food is literally the only reason our sales team upstairs is still here this late on a Friday. I'm just kidding. Most of them left hours ago. Okay, real quick, I want to take this iconic Nashville dish and salute another Nashville icon, Davis Nolan. Davis, there will never be another weatherman like you in this community, in this country. You are a joy to be around. You're a friend to everybody. We're going to miss your vibrant personality. We're going to miss all those stories. Now go enjoy some time with your family, watching the Titans on Sunday, and of course, fishing on Old Hickory Lake. Cheers to you, my friend.
And Davis was asked for the dinner tonight. What do you want for your last meal? But it's not really your last meal.
Yeah, that's right. Our chief engineer came because he's put this together. What do you want for your last meal? I said, am I being executed? But
you're not.
But we decided we wanted chicken, and he's going to go to Hattie B's. I said, I can't eat the hot chicken, so we're going to have lots of regular chicken as well as hot chicken. And Sam just took his first bite of hot chicken. He doesn't normally do that.
He's running to the fountain right now.
Yeah.
We're just getting started with our Thank You, Davis special. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Congratulate you on a fantastic career in news, but just want to thank you more than that for the way you've always been a person that we could depend on to keep us up to date in all of the bad weather, give us whatever news that we needed, whether it was late at night or early in the morning or wherever, but even more importantly for being such a supportive friend and a great example to all of us in the broadcast business and really everywhere else, of how to be gracious, kind, and considerate. You are one of the greats, Davis, and I mean that sincerely.
Hello there, Mr. Davis Nolan, Larry Stewart, Restless Heart, and front man. And also, I did a solo record where you came in, you played Weatherman on my Heart Like a Hurricane video. You gave your time and you were awesome. Man, you've been doing that for a long time, so congratulations on your retirement. You deserve it.
Hi, I'm William Lee Golden with the Oak Ridge Boys, and Davis Nolan is retiring from Channel 2, being our weatherman. My family, my kids, my wife, she watches Channel 2 every night. Thank you, Davis, and we look to see you soon somewhere, somehow.
Some of you may know that when Davis Nolan came to Nashville back in the early 80s, it was not necessarily to do weather. It was not at the top of his bingo card. Music was. Not music, but heavy metal music. Davis wanted to be a rock star. The weather, in the meantime, paid the bills, and eventually he made the right decision. And guess what? You now have time to maybe start up that old band again, Davis Nolan and 7. And I promise I'll be there again. Happy retirement.
It's quite the crowd. Welcome back as we continue to wish our friend Davis Nolan the best as he enters retirement. As we say, Thank you, Davis. It was my absolute privilege to sit next to Ann Holt for 35 years as we co-anchored with Davis right there throughout those time. And for 20 of those years, weather in Nashville was Davis Nolan and Lisa Patton. Ladies.
25. I'm a short timer, but hey.
Let's not
short
gyp
timer
you
compared
here.
to you guys.
It's so nice to see you.
Well, it's good to be back. It really is. I really don't
10
feel
years
like
in.
don't feel like I left, because when I retired, of course, you guys came home with me on all the newscasts and everything. So it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. It really is. And it's good to be back with you and to see all of my former colleagues and people that I worked with that actually made this a fun place to be.
It was, and it still is, I'm sure.
When I see this group, I think of 3 really big deals. The hometown tour, which was so much fun. The 2010 flood, which wasn't flood, and all of us were involved with that, and the 1998 tornado, which destroyed East Nashville, and we saw it going over the Titan Stadium and taking the cranes down. That's what comes to mind when this group comes together, because we were all on the air for so long for those 3 events. Remember them all
The big takeaway for the hometown tour, of course, is that it gave Middle Tennessee a chance to get to know us and us to know Middle Tennessee better. You know, and so I think that really endeared a lot of people, you know, to us.
We got to learn about those little communities that we wouldn't have normally gone to.
And there's still things that I'll go back and do again because we were there and learned about those. And so I hope folks at home have done the same
Tell
thing.
your hometown tour stories. You were pregnant.
Well, I was very pregnant, not just a little. They have pictures of me back on a lounge chair,
But you
my
did
feet
the
up.
weathercast and then ran and had a baby.
And then I went to the hospital and had a baby right after the weathercast.
I was freaking out. We were at the hometown tour, and Lisa says, "I'm having contractions." Like, you know, what are you doing here? You know, and, oh, don't worry, it's all right. You know, the doctor says, stay on your feet, and you'll have the baby tomorrow, right? So
not for the fun event. The 2010 flood was not a fun event.
Yeah. Oh, I'll never forget. You know, Lisa, me, Jeff Ray. We're on camera. I think Justin was there, but watching the Lighthouse Christian School floating down the interstate. Now that was day 1 with creek flooding. We had another day 2 of creek flooding, and then day 3. You know what happened there with the Cumberland River and the rest of Middle Tennessee.
And the 98 tornado, we were on the air, I think, 11, 12 hours straight. CNN picked us up for a while, and all of us were just glued to the screen. There was so much damage and destruction. I know, Lisa, at one point during the storm, it went right over Mount Juliet, right over your house.
I was afraid for my family.
Yes.
You know?
Well, I remember that very well because I was supposed to do the morning show the next morning because Neil Orton was going to be on vacation. And so they sent me home. And then we were worried about your mother, so I came back and I go through a lot of the damage. And I get out with the old high 8 camera. Didn't have phone cameras back then. Get video. And when I come rushing back in, then we find out your mom's okay. So everything's going, don't worry. But I had the only video. Nobody could feed back yet. And I get this little high 8 tape. And man, within 30 seconds, that thing was on the air. You know, Bob's going, you shot this, right, Davis? Yeah, it was in Hermitage, showing some of the damage. And just what a day, you know, but glad everybody was...
tracking was still in its infancy then. We
just beginning. Really a couple more years before it really became really pertinent.
Yeah, but Lisa, you hit a home run that day.
Well, Davis, you hit all of those home runs with me. I mean, sitting side by side with you, again, as Danielle said earlier, finishing each other's sentences, that was just... I mean, like you're the brother at the TV station for me, right? And that's just kind of how we considered each other and still do. But you're just admirable. You're intelligent, and you never failed to share any of your knowledge with me and others, but in a very constructive way, in a helpful way. I never heard you do anything but be kind to people who might call and complain because it may have rained when it wasn't supposed to, or something like that, you know. And you're just a good human. You're just a good human. You know?
And you really appreciate that when you retire, you know. And I can speak to that because, as I said, I always turn to you and turn to News 2 because I know what you're telling me, I can trust it. And that's what we've all built our reputations on, you know, in Middle Tennessee.
Trust. Absolute trust.
Stay with us. We'll say thank you to Davis some more when we come back.
It's been fun living here for the last 42 years and watching you and Bob get us through the news, man. I wish you could get the people at WKRN to quit calling me. I think they heard that I might be available for your spot because they saw me do the celebrity weather 35, 40 years ago.
Tomorrow, if you're traveling east. Oh, man.
I'm going to miss hearing you say that we got rotation in Bon Aqua and the feels like temperature. All right, dude. Have a good one.
But I'll tell you this, when the blank is hitting the fan, there's practically nobody else I want to watch because he's informative, yet he doesn't scare me. That's important, and he's been doing it that way for decades.
Not often many people in this newsroom get to stand in a kitchen that has the roof ripped off, and you're talking to the homeowner and they're weeping, and they're thanking Davis and the people in the weather department for saving their lives.
Davis, I want to be one of the many voices saying you've just been a part of our family, because you've helped bring the weather to us for decades, and we'll miss you, but what well-deserved retirement.
Congrats to Davis after so many years of serving our area. I don't blame him for the weather we have by any means. It's not his fault. I mean, I know he takes a lot of flack, but truly, it's not his fault. I actually blame Leland, the other network, not Davis.
Davis, thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you, Davis.
Yes, doing your best to save us from Leland.
Save us, Davis.
Welcome back as Nashville and Tennessee says thank you, Davis. You know, you've called Mount Juliet home, Wilson County, for 30 years, 25
yes, 30 years now.
Mayor Huddle here, Randall Huddle here to say thank you for living in Wilson County.
Well, thank you, Mayor.
We're proud to call you one of ours, and as a celebrity, you know, we had you at the county commission the other night, and then I think, you know, we had a proclamation that we read to you, and I was going to read that tonight, but I really would like to just expound on what they said after you left.
Oh,
you know, I heard people say, you know, that you know, how many of their children woke up listening to your voice, hoping for, I hope you call my school out and I get out. And then, you know, you guided us through some tough times and weather, you know, saved lives, and that was important. And I heard one guy talk about, you know, there's a lot of people that you could hear their voice, you know, and you don't know who they are, but if you close your eyes and heard your voice, they would know exactly who you are. And so I just, I congratulate you on what you've done here. I look in the audience here and see 40 years of service. Who stays anywhere 40 years anymore? But to see the love of this organization and them come out to do what they're doing tonight for you shows a lot about who you are.
Well, thank you so much, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
It's been a real pleasure being out at the fair, Grand Marshal, coming to see the county commission meeting and seeing all the commissioners, and some of those who are 2 generations deep sitting in the same chairs their parents sat in. And I was like in, as they say, high cotton with you guys.
Well, high cotton here to see all of these people that you have tonight. But, you know, what they knew also about you that I didn't know is they knew about your fishing. They knew about your music, so several of them spoke up about that.
Yeah.
So you're well known more than just the weather.
And thank you so much, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor.
It's a real honor.
Speaking of mayors, there's one special guest who couldn't be here in person, and she wanted to wish you a very happy retirement. Let's take a listen.
Hi, Middle Tennessee. This is Amanda Nolan, Davis Nolan's daughter. I just wanted to congratulate my dad on 44 years at Channel 2, as well as a very well-deserved retirement. I've gotten to learn so much about weather here in Middle Tennessee through him, and I'm sure the whole community has as well. I wish that I could be there in person, but unfortunately, I'm in New York City right now for work. But congratulations, Dad. I am so, so proud of you.
I know you're proud of her, too.
Yeah. Well, she's getting a chance to sing with a bunch of Broadway people up in New York. Not on Broadway, but the, what is it called? 54 Below, Amy? Is that right? The name of the club that I saw Penn and Teller playing there last night, whatever. But anyway, she's getting to sing with a bunch of Broadway people and doing a lot of the Hamilton music and all that stuff. And to get asked by those people to come sing with them is like, whoo, big deal.
It's pretty special. It's hard to sum up 44 years in just 30 minutes. After the break, Davis gets the final word. And welcome back. And while Davis is retiring, he will continue his fishing reports here at News 2, maybe some other events, but you won't be with us here at News 2 every day, and you will not be in our viewers' homes every day. And from this turnout tonight, the messages on social media, the phone calls and emails, I hope you know how much you're going to be missed. This community, the folks you called co-workers here for many, many years. So as we leave tonight, here's your chance to speak to Middle Tennessee.
Wow. Well, all I can say is that all the kind words I've gotten online, I've gotten letters in the mail, you know, Facebook, you know, messages, as well as all the people that I see right here. Today I came up with I'm overwhelmingly flattered. Just, you know, just beyond recognition, just to imagine that, you know, you're cared about that much. It just really means a whole lot.
44 years is a long time. Does it feel that long, or does it feel like it kind of went by pretty quick?
It feels like it went by pretty quick, I guess, because when I stop and think about it, goodness, What about you, Bob? You were here when I got here.
45.
So
we were both young when we started, not anymore.
Yeah, but see, Bob still looks the same. I'm like 50 pounds heavier, and I got white hair. So.
But you've made the correct decision.
Okay, well, I'm glad.
I think you're going to really enjoy retirement. What do you think is going to be the thing you're going to miss the most?
Well, probably just the day-to-day. Well, really, it's like the NFL players say they miss being in the locker room with the team. Going to the newsroom and joking around with everybody, or even having to be serious with everybody. When there's a breaking news or breaking weather, just being around all the people and all the ins and outs of day-to-day work in here, and the camaraderie that goes with being in a newsroom because you and me both had ups and downs at this station, but throughout the entire time, even in the downs, everybody in the newsroom was like family. Even when in bad times, and we won't talk about that, but now we're in good times. But, I do want to thank our news director, Elbert Tucker, who's standing back there. You don't see him on the camera, but he's the one during the last 9 years has come up with fall funtacular, fishing funtacular, and all these fun things for me to do, besides weather. And he appreciated me doing weather and appreciated me doing that. And to go 9 years with somebody that appreciates what you do is rewarding.
One last question. 44 years in the business is crazy. 44 years in the same station, in the same city, is almost unheard of.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I always wanted to just be a team player, and no matter what role I needed to do is what I wanted to do. When I was in high school as a manager for the football team, I would do anything to be out there in that field and help out the team, so that's what I sort of like doing.
We're all going to miss you, Davis.
Oh, thank you, Bob.
Very, very much. It's been my privilege to sit next to you for 44 years.
Well, it's been my privilege to sit next to you. Bob is an institution here as well.
It's about you tonight, not me. Thank you, Davis. Thank you all for helping us celebrate this wonderful person. Enjoy yourself. We'll see you back here on News 2 now.
Thank you.